What we're talking about here is subtracting of mixed numbers. Now, the issue with this right here, there are about 5 or 6 different moving parts in this right here. So the overall topic, the overall subject is going to be subtracting mixed numbers, okay? And I put a part 2 up here because this goes along with what we talked about last week. So if you did not see that, all of my videos are on Miss Emma's house, okay, on YouTube. So go check them out. And I send them out on Fridays or in the evening time. So check it out. Check it out, check it out, check it out. Now, the first thing I want to do right here, we are talking about the what? The mixed number, okay? Now, when we talk about the mixed number, the opposite of a mixed number is a improper fraction. The opposite of a mixed number is a improper fraction. So this is where we need to go right now. Now, the first thing that we need to do is identify the operation. As of now, we know 4 different mathematical operations. When I say the 4 operations, you add, subtract, multiply, and divide. Add, subtract, multiply, and you divide. Those is what we're looking at. So one of the key things that I did when I was in elementary and middle school, I had to circle my operation so I knew what I was doing, okay? Now, the next thing that I want to do right here is I'm going to turn my mixed number into an improper fraction, okay? Now, somebody said, Mr. Jones, why are you doing that? This is why. Right now, I have common denominators here. When you add or subtract fractions, when you add or subtract fractions, when you add or subtract, when you add or subtract, you find the least common would. The denominator, yes, the denominator. As long as your denominators are the same, as long as your denominators are the same, you're going to add or subtract your numerators. As long as your denominators at the bottom, your bottom numbers are the same, then you can either add or subtract. Woo! But we got a slight problem tonight, folks. We have a slight problem in our subtracting of that, okay? And that simple problem is going to be this. Right now, we have 2, okay? We have 2, and I want to take away 4. I have 2, and I need to take away 4. Here we go. 1, 2. He just said he don't have any more to give. All right, so I'm going to switch hands, see if I have it on here. I have 2 right here. All right, I'm going to take away 4. 1, 2. I ain't got none either, Mr. Jones. Okay, so neither one of these guys have it, which means that we have to do some sort of regrouping, or you're going to turn your mixed number into an improper fraction, okay? There are 2 ways to do this, but I'm going to show you turning it from a mixed number to an improper fraction. So how do we do that? If you looked at part 1 last week, you're going to multiply, then you add. Say what? You multiply, then you add. That's my island. Because you see, when I see this, I get into my island voice. Well, I should be right now. I'll tell you, it's summertime. I'm ready to get on the beach somewhere and chill. So you multiply, then you add. You multiply first, then you add. When we talk about the mixed number and turn it into an improper fraction, understand they cousins. All right? The improper fraction, mixed number, they cousins. All right? Now, I'll show you why they cousins in just a second. They got the same bloodline, but they look just a little bit, they look similar, but it's a tad bit different. All right, now, what you do here, you're going to multiply your denominator times your whole number. This big number in front of the fraction is called our whole number. This is a little review from last week. 5 times 3 is 15. 5 times 3 is 15. Plus 2. Where did that 2 come from? That 2 is your numerator. That 2 is your numerator. So I multiplied, then you add. So that's 5 multiplied by 3, which is 15, plus 2, 15, 16, 17. So now I went from a mixed number to an improper fraction. Once again, my denominator is going to stay the same. Okay? That's key. Your denominator stays the same. So now I have 17/5. I'm going to come here and I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to multiply, then add. You multiply, then you add. Say what? You multiply, then you add. When you go from a mixed number to an improper fraction, you're first going to multiply 5 multiplied by 1. That is your denominator multiplied by your whole number. 5 times 1 will give us 5 plus 4. Where did the 4 come from? That you're going to add your numerator. That's the number above. 5 plus 4 is 9. And I'm going to keep it at 5. Why? Because that is my denominator. I'm going to pause for the cause real quick. Pause for the cause. For those that's taking notes with me right now, I have to bring over my operation, which was what? Subtraction. Automatically, what I'm going to do, I'm going to bring my 5 over here. Why? Because your denominator stays the same. When you add or subtract fractions, your denominator is going to stay the same. Now, we're subtracting. So now I do 17 minus 9. I'm going to count up 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. That should be 8. So for right now, we're going to leave it as an improper fraction. Okay, later on in this show, I'm going to show you how to go from a improper fraction to a mixed number. But right now, our goal is to take step 1 and get our answer when we subtract. Okay? Now, some of you say, but Mr. Jones, why is that? Because if you have a multiple choice, guess what you're going to do to your answers that's in the mixed number form? You'll multiply, then you add. All right? So, any questions or comments so far on this? All right? All we're doing, we're talking about subtracting mixed numbers. You only do this when you're subtracting mixed numbers and your numerator is smaller than your denominator. All right, so watch this. Let's go 5. Write this down in your notes for me, please. 5 3/10 minus 2 8/10. Write that down in your notes for me, please. Five 3/10 minus 2 8/10. Should be writing this in your notes. If you have any questions, we are live right now. Put your problems in the chat. First thing I did is I went ahead and circled my operation. My operation right now is we are subtracting. What's happened? You know what? I'm in trouble. I'm going too fast. All right. All right, here we go. What we're going to do, Multiply, then you add. Say what? You multiply, then you add. To go from a mixed number to a improper fraction, you first multiply your denominator times your whole number. The whole number is the big number in front. So that's 10 times 5, which is 50, plus 3, which gives us 53 tenths. 53 tenths. What did I do? I multiplied, then I add. So we're going to do the same thing here. 10 multiply, then you add. 10 multiplied by 2 is 20. Plus 8 is now 28 tenths. Questions or concerns thus far? If you got questions, put them in the chat. But all I'm doing right now, I got to bring my what over? I bring my operation, which is what? Subtraction. My denominator is going to be 10 because our denominator is going to stay the same. I'm going to come over here, 53 minus 28. Why am I subtracting? Because that's the original operation. 5 becomes a 4, makes that a 13. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. That's going to be 5. 4 minus 2 is 25. So that should be 25 tenths. Let me double check that. Yep, that's correct, 53. Remember, the opposite of subtraction is addition. So what I do here, our denominators were already what? The same. Our denominators were already the same. Since they're already the same, I just had to subtract the top two numbers. Okay? You just had to subtract the top two numbers. Okay? Now, I didn't do the check this time. Okay? If you want to automatically go ahead and turn your mixed number into an improper fraction, that is okay. That is perfectly okay. Questions or concerns? And our final answer was 25 tenths. And right now, it's okay. We want to show you how to change your improper fraction back to a mixed number in a few moments. But I need to make sure that you're able to multiply, then add, and then subtract to get your answer, because that is your answer. And when we change it back, that is called simplifying. All right, I want to do one more question and then we move on. Once again, our topic for tonight is still subtracting mixed numbers. Subtracting mixed numbers. All right, let's get ready. Write this down for me. Eight and 1/4 minus 3 and 3/4. Write that down in your notes for me. You got 8 and 1/4 minus 3 and 3/4. First thing we want to do is subtract. First thing we want to do is subtract. What I do, I circle my operation. I circled my operation. Second thing I want you to notice is my denominators are the same. Now, I'm going to look up here at the top. I have 1. I have 1. Take away 3. 1, can't do that. So when you do this, that's why I go ahead with this method right here. We're going to multiply, then you add. See what? You multiply, then you add. Okay? And that is going from a mixed number to a improper fraction. We multiply, then we add. 4 times 8 is 32. How do you know that? I know my multiplication facts. Plus 1 will give us 33 fourths. Make sure I did that right. 8 times 4 is 32, plus 1 is 33. I multiply my denominator by 8. Multiply my denominator by 8, and then I add the numerator. And that gives us 33 fourths. And we do the same at the bottom. You multiply, then you add. See what? 3 times 4 is 12. And plus 3 will give us 15 fourths. This is the time where you ask your questions, or if you have any concerns. This is where we ask your questions or have any concerns. All right, what we got going on right now is 33 minus 15. 3 becomes a 2, makes this a 13. Comes after 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. That should be 8 because 8 plus 5 is 13. 2 minus 1 would be 1. I double check. 18 plus 15. So it should be 18 fourths. Questions or concerns? Questions or concerns? This is all that we're doing when it comes to subtracting mixed numbers. Okay? First thing we want to do is turn them into what? Improper fractions. Turn your mixed numbers into improper fractions, and then you do what? Subtract. Your denominator or your bottom number is going to stay what? The same. The bottom is going to stay the same. The only thing that you're going to be subtracting is your numerators, which are your top numbers. All right, we'll try one more, then we're going to take the next step. Write this down for me, please. Write this down for me. $10 and 2 ninths minus 4 and 5 ninths. What do you want to do with this? 10 and 2 ninths minus 4 and 5 ninths. We're good so far because guess what? Our 9 and 9, which means our denominators are the same. Whew, that's a good thing. The first thing I want to do is I'm going to circle my operation here. Because guess what? You don't necessarily have to change it into a improper fraction if you're adding. But right now, what are we talking about? Subtracting mixed numbers. My denominators are the same, so let's go ahead and check it. All right, hold up 2 fingers with me. Cool, I see you. Take away 5. 1, 2. I ain't got an extra, Mr. Jones. I know you don't. It's all right. 2 minus 5. You can't do that. Okay? You can't do that. You can't do that. So what I like to do here is you multiply, then you add. You multiply, then you add. Okay? You multiply, then you add. You multiply your denominator, which is your bottom number. Multiply your denominator by your whole number, which is the really big number. And that's 9 multiplied by 10, which is 90. Plus 2. What are we adding? You're adding the top number, which is your numerator. So that'll be 90, 92. I hope I'm saying that right. And our denominator is 9. This is not hard. But you got to know how to multiply. You got to know how to add. You got to know how to subtract. And you got to know how to divide to do this. You multiply, then you add. 9 times 3 is 30. Oh, excuse me, 9 times 4 is 36. Plus 5. 36 plus 5, that's an 11. Carry your 1, 3, 41. So now I got 41 over 9. (41 over 9). 41 over 9. And what is operation? Operation is subtraction. Hey folks, 92 minus 41. 92 minus 41, 2 minus 1 is 1. 9 minus 4 is 5. Let's double check it. 51 plus 41, 92. So that's going to be, answer should equal 51 ninths. Check your paperwork. Questions or concerns? We'll pause for the calls real quick. Questions or concerns? All we're doing when we're subtracting our mixed numbers, the first thing that I'm doing is showing you how to go from a what? A mixed number to a improper fraction. A mixed number to improper fraction. Once I put it in the improper fraction form, I am just what? Subtracting. Your bottom number, which is your denominator, is going to stay the same. All right. I'll go here real quick. Write this on your paper or your notes. 23 divided by 7. Oh, did I say that right? 23 divided by 7? Yes. Your improper fraction is the same thing as division. Your improper fraction is the same as your division. Your improper fraction is the same as division. Why do you keep saying that? Because I need you to remember that. Go and take a mental picture. Click, click. When I say a mental picture, that's just like the little screenshot you save on your phone. Click, click. All right. Now, with this division problem, what's going to happen is the number at the bottom is going to go to the outside. The number on top is going to go inside. What we used to say in the classroom is the number on top is on top of the mountain. I'm on top of the world. Okay? And he wants to go in the house because, you know, on top of the mountain, there's not a whole lot of oxygen up there. Okay? And because there's not a whole lot of oxygen up there, the guy wants to go inside of the house. So the guy that number is on top wants to go inside of the house. And the guy that's underneath the house wants to come outside. Okay? So the 23 goes in, the 7 comes out. So now, folks, guess what? You have to be able to divide, do long division, and subtract. Once again, as I told you at the very beginning, there are about 5 moving parts in this problem when you talk about mixed numbers and you talk about improper fractions. So now, let's go ahead and see what we're able to do. Watch this. Now, I know my 7. So now I'm going to go here. I'm not going to start with 1. I'm going to start with, let's see, I know that 7 times 3 is 21. All right. 7 times 4 is 28. Uh-oh. 28 has gone what? Over. 28 has gone over. So right now, what gave us our closest would be 21. All I'm doing is a shortcut with long division. So now, the big number up top, I got my 7 on the outside. So that 3 is going to become a really, really, really big 3, which is going to become our whole number. All right, we're checking our work. 7 times 3 is 21. Okay, when we divide, we have to subtract. 23 minus 21, that's going to be 2. Okay, which now becomes our remainder. Okay, the remainder is going to become our new top number, which we call our numerator. And guess what, folks? Our denominator is not going to change. It's going to remain the 7. Yes. Questions or concerns? You want to go backwards? Multiply, then you add. 7 times 3 is 21, 22, 23. All right, we'll do another one. Just in case I went too fast on that one, okay? But this requires you to know all of your operations. Doing simple addition. Basically, your fun facts with addition, multiplication, subtraction, and division. You need to know your facts. All right, here we go again. $15.8. Put that on your paper put that in your notes for me. 15.8. 15.8. Once again, this guy's on top of the mountain. Then he go, winded. So he's going to go where? Inside. So you're going to have 8 divided by 15. That's division, folks. That's division. I'm going to do my 8 facts real quick. I ain't going to do the whole pick and choose chart. I know 8 times 2 is 16. Uh-oh. That has already gone over. So we got to go 8 times 1, which is 8. All right? So what we got here is we're going to put a really, really big what? 1. My denominator was already 8. My denominator is going to stay 8. That's it. Now, 1 times 8 is 8. You subtract, and it becomes 7. Whatever your remainder is, your remainder becomes your numerator. Your denominator stays the same. Your denominator stays the same. And what we had to do to find our big number was find out What gave us close to 15 without going over? That's it, folks. That's it. And this is going from a what? Improper fraction back to a what? Mixed number. Improper fraction, mixed number. Questions or concerns? We're going to do about 3 more of these. And we'll go from there. All right, see what you can do with that. 56 ninths. 56 ninths. What you can do with that one right there? 56 ninths. I'm going to rewrite it. You're going to put it inside the division bar right here. 9's on the outside, check. 56 is on the inside. I know that 9 times 5 is 45. I know that 9 times 6, 45. Add 9 to that, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, 50, 51, 52, 53, 54. All right. I like that. But then we go 9 times 7 is 63. Guess what? 63 has gone what? Over. So we're going to keep our 9 times 6, which is 54. All right. We got our 9. We draw a really big what? 6. What's my denominator here? 9. And we said 6 times 9 is what? 54. Hey, with multiplication, folks. And that's going to be 2 remainder. I'm not doing anything new, no tricks. All I'm doing is going from a what? A improper fraction now back to its cousin, the mixed number. And we're going to practice. I hope you better practice on your own going back and forth, back and forth. All right, let's give us 2 more. Then I'm going to take the next step. Put that in your notes. 25 over 25 over 2. What you gonna do with that one? This is our division bar. This line is a division bar. Mr. Jones, I thought you said that was an improper fraction. It is. It is. Okay. But remember, when we talk about fractions, fraction is division. Fraction is division. So the guy on top of the mountain is going to come inside. 25 divided by 2. Hey, wait a minute. What's going on, Mr. Jones? Watch. 1 times 2, you know it's 2. Subtract, you got 0. Bring down your 5. If you're doing long division, what times 2 gives us 5? That'll be 2. 2 times 2, which is 4. And that's 1. So that means our 12 is the big number. Our denominator is still 2. Remainder is 1, which is 12 and 1/2. Not trying to trick you, just trying to show you. All right, one more, and then we're going to take the next step. Questions or concerns? All we're doing is going from a mixed number to improper fraction, and improper fraction going back to a mixed number. That's all I'm showing you tonight so far. That's all that I'm showing you. Mess with you real quick. Mr. Jones, I can't do that. Yes, you can. Yes, you can. Hey, take a deep breath. Take a deep breath. Same thing. The guy on top of the mountain is going to go where? Inside the house. 82. Some of y'all see the answer already. All right. 10 times what is, I know 10 times 8 is 80. I know 10 times 9 is 90. 90 has gone over. If it goes over, that's too much. So now we have our 80. What gives us that? You put a really, really big 8. And that's our new whole number. Okay? And our denominator is 10. 8 times 10 is 80. Eight and 2/10. For the record, I can simplify that because I have two even numbers. When your numerator and your denominator are both even numbers, you can always divide by 2. When your numerator, which is your top number, and your denominator are even numbers, they can always be divided by 2. Questions or concerns? All right, we're going to put this together now. We'll put this together. See what we can do with this. See what we're going to do with this. I'm going to try 2 this way, and then I'm going to see if we have time to do those with unlike denominators. Here we go. Eight and 7/10 minus 9, 5 and 9/10. Put that in your notes. Put that in your notes. Circle your operation. And we are subtracting. Next question is your denominators the same? If they're the same, yes. Now, hold up 7 fingers. I ran out of fingers now. Hold up 7 fingers. We got this. Take away 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Let me try it again. Try it again. Let's hold up 7 fingers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. All right. Take away 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We ain't got it. So if you don't have it, then that's the key thing that you need to go ahead and change your what? Your mixed number into a what? Improper fraction. Turn your mixed number into an improper fraction. And how do we do that? Whoa, what you singing? Wait a minute, what's that you're singing? What? You multiplied in your add. What? You multiplied in your add. Say what? You multiply in the add. Blah, 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 blah. You multiplied in your add. Put that in the chat for me real quick. You multiplied in your add. Say what? All right. And that'll be 80 plus 7, which will be 87 tenths. Minus, you multiplied in your add. Oh, wow, that's 50 plus 9, which is 59. Dragging my feet just a little bit, dragging my feet. And now, operation is subtraction. 87 minus 59. I think I did that correctly. 87 plus 59. I'm subtracting. Your 8 becomes a 7. That makes this a 17. It goes after 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. That is 8. and that is going to be 2. That gives us 28 tenths. Okay, now I have a what? Improper fraction. 28 tenths. 28 tenths. What do I do now, Mr. Jones? Hey, we're going to go to this other side of the board right here, and we're going to divide. Right now, the 28 is on top of the mountain. Well, he gets breath. So he comes here. 28 divided by 10. That looks familiar, doesn't it? 28 divided by 10. That's 2 again. That's going to be my really big 2. 2 times 10 is 20. My denominator here is 10. 10, we're going to keep it at a 10. And, and that's going to be an 8. I'm not done yet, folks. I'm not done yet. I'm going to erase this part right here. Because now my new problem is 2 and 8 tenths. Folks, we're putting it all together, folks. We're putting it all together. So what are you doing now, Mr. Jones? I got to do my GCF again. Find what gives me my big F for my 8. This again? Yes, this again. 1 times 8. That's it. 2 times 4. That's it. What gives us 10? 1 times 10. 2 times 5. I started this show tonight saying that there are about 5 moving parts when we talk about subtracting mixed numbers. Okay? And that's why it's important that you make sure that you master all of them. So what we got up here, I got 8 and I have 10. 1, 8, 2, and 4. What do I have for 10? 1, 10, 2, and 5. And what do we want to find? The G to the C to the F. What's the greatest common factor between these two numbers? Do they both have a 1? Yep. Do they both have a 2? Yep. A 5? No. 4? No. 8? No. 10? No. So guess what that means right here? I have to divide both. The numerator, the 2 is going to stay the same. I'm going to shift it up this time. It doesn't matter if you shift it up or shift it down. All right? But now 8 divided by 2, whatever you divide the top by, you have to divide the numerator by. Okay? That's your top number, which is your numerator. You divide your denominator by, which is your bottom number. 8 divided by 2 is 4. 10 divided by 2 is 5. So after doing all of that work and showing all of your work, folks, woo! Your final answer is 2 4/5. Final answer is 2 4/5. Questions or concerns? I know that was a lot, okay? But when it comes to subtracting the mixed numbers, we have to be considerate of that, okay? And there's another part in that too. We're not going to work on that today. We got a whole nother video we can just talk about when our denominators are not the same. Woo! So right now I'm just thankful that our denominators are what? The same. All right, I think I have time for one more, okay? Does your brain have time for one more? Say yes, Mr. Jones. Yes, you do. Is it a lot? Yes. Does it take time? Yes. Does it take practice? Yes. Does it take you knowing your multiplication? Yes. Okay? In this subtracted of mixed numbers, we have done addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division. Okay? We have done everything. Everything is all intertwined with one another. Okay? Welcome to mathematics, folks. All right. Let's take a look at this one. See, can we break this one down? All right, write this down for me. 5 and 3, 6 minus 1 and 5, 6. 1 and 5, 6. 5 and 3, 6. Write that down for me. First thing I'm going to do is do what? Circle my operation. Understand that I'm doing what? Subtraction. That's the first thing I'm doing is subtraction. Next, I got to check my denominators. Are my denominators the same? Check. All right. I got 3 fingers. Take away 5. 1, 2, 3. I ain't got it. What you mean you ain't got it? Maybe your brother got it. All right. 1, 2, 3. Take away 5. 1, 2, 3. I ain't got it either. So you know you can't take 5 away from 3. Since you can't take 5 away from 3, we're going to change it to a mixed number, to a improper fraction. How do we do that? Can I sing the song, please? May I sing the song, please? You singing the song before I even get up here. May I sing the song, please? All right. Hey, I'm watching you. You multiply, then you add. Say what? That's when you're supposed to sing. Get your cues together. All right. You multiply, then you add. Say what? One more time. Multiply, then you add. Good. So you got 6 multiplied by 5 is 30. Plus 3 is going to give us what? 33 over 6. You come here, 6 multiplied by 1 is 6, plus 5, that's going to give us 11, 6. What am I doing? I am subtracting. 33 minus 11, that looks familiar. That's going to be 22 over 6. over 6. Now what I need to do, Mr. Jones, you're going to take the 22 over 6 and you're going to divide this out. And that should be 6 divided by 22. I'm not sure about my 6 facts. Let me double check. I know that 6 times 3 is 18. 6 times 4 is 24. That 24 went over. That 24 went over. So what does that mean right there? We have to go with our 18. So it's going to be a really, really big what? 3. What's my denominator? 6. 6 times 3 is 18. 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. That should be 4. All right. So going from a improper fraction to a mixed numbers 3 and 4, 6. 3 and 4, 6. That's not my final answer though. All right. Once again, if your numerator is an even number and your denominator is an even number, guess what I'm going to do for my last step? I'm going to bring my 3 and 4, 6 down, and I'm going to divide both by 2. Why are you dividing both by 2, Mr. Jones? Because they're both even numbers. So I'm going to go ahead. You don't mess with the whole number. Bring your 3 down. 4 divided by 2 is 2. There we go. And 6 divided by 2 is 3. So our final answer is 3 and 2/3. Our final answer is 3 and 2/3. Okay? What we've done thus far is all we're doing is subtracting our mixed numbers. Now, any last minute comments or questions? Any last comments or questions? It takes a lot for us to do what we do, okay? And especially subtracting of mixed numbers. The key thing is understanding that you have to, there's about 5 different moving parts when it comes to this. You have to be able to know how to add. You have to be able to subtract, multiply, and divide. You have to be able to do all of those right here. The key to subtracting of mixed numbers, you also got to be able to know how to go from a mixed number to an improper fraction and an improper fraction back to a mixed number. All those things is what we're going to continue to practice. And once you continue to practice all the things that we've done, hey, you're going to be an awesome math student. What I'm encouraging you to do this summer is take a look at some of my videos. Continue to subscribe here to Miss Emma's house. And guess what? You can play the videos back and you can stop it where you need to, start it where you need to be. That's why I like this. Because right now I'm live, but guess what? You can look at the videos later on and you can go at your own pace. That's why I'm doing what I do. So the parents that's watching, hey, I'm here to help the students. Students, your parents are able to help you. You guys can work together. That is my time for